Everybody's got an opinion. Every Californian and Virginian. It's so hard to tell who to trust and who to ignore. Someone's gotta settle the score. Trey and Chelsey will help you choose whose views win, which ones lose. Online haters are coming for you. Baby, it's time to review the review.
Hi.
Hello. I love pretending like I'm Natalie at the end of the riff, and I can do that. So fun.
With your little wagging finger.
Yes. Ugh, so good.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Review That Review, the podcast dedicated to reviewing
Reviews. We're just like Siskel and Ebert, only instead of reviewing cinematic masterpieces, we rate and review those hilarious, scathing, and sometimes suspicious online reviews.
That's Chelsey Donn.
And that's Trey Gerrald.
And together, we're
The Review Queens.
Golly gee, we are just so excited that all of you are joining us today for another raucous episode.
It's true. That's right. We can't have a podcast without listeners like you, and we really appreciate that.
Oh, that was beautifully said, my queen.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no. Okay.
Let's do that.
So wait,
again.
am I supposed to speak over this? Sorry. It's like, is this the new special edition thingy?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Speak under effect. I sorry.
Okay, let's do it again.
Okay.
We are so excited that you were all joining us today for yet another episode.
That's right. Thank you guys so much. We can't do what we do. We can't have a podcast without listeners like you. So thank you.
That's true. It'd be really sad otherwise. Very beautifully said, my queen.
Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness. The time has finally come.
Is today the day, Chelsey?
It is. Trey and I are so thrilled to announce two very special winners today.
That is right. So today we get to announce who the winner is of our rate and review raffle.
Oh my God. But guess what? We entered all the names from our listeners who left us reviews. And instead of selecting just one,
Y'all, we selected two because you got
we did.
two Review Queen hosts. So you got to get two Review Queen winners.
That's right. We both get our golden ticket and we both assign those. That's right. That's right. We both got our golden tickets and we both assign those. Let's get that drum roll, please. Okay. The first winner is JD Fit.
Wait, it's like peeking out.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
The first winner is JD Fit. Woo!
And let's just do a second drum roll. And the second winner is Greg J88.
Woo! Oh my God, congratulations, Queens. You are our winners. And we're going to be sending you some special something.
So we are so thrilled. Thank you, everyone that participated in our raffle, our rate and review raffle. So Greg J88 and JD Fit will both be receiving a gorgeous enamel pen.
Stunning.
Pen, P-I-N.
Yes.
And
Chanel will be proud.
Chanel. And then they'll also be receiving this ballpoint pen.
Lovely.
And it also is coated in some like antibacterial thing. I don't
bonus.
Bonus. And then we're also going to throw in a coffee mug as a surprise.
Oh my God. Look at that. We're full of surprises. Maybe even like a little personal note from the Queens possible.
Yes, some nudies, some nudie judies.
Trey will be sending you nudes. I will send you some chicken noodle soup.
I didn't say it would be our nudes.
Oh, good point. Good point. Okay.
Wow. Okay. But in all seriousness, thank you everyone who participated. We will probably do another raffle in the coming months, but we really do appreciate everyone jumping in, helping us launch, and we appreciate you all.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for those amazing 5-star reviews. Keep them coming. We have something else in the wings. Don't you worry.
Don't you worry. So
Don't you
Chelsey,
worry. Yes.
how's your week been, my queen?
My week has been good. I'm still in, full puppy mode over here. So that keeps me busy most of the time. But I just wanted to let our listeners know in case they were worried about my hydration.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I know. I know we were all kind of worried about that. So I have a new plan. My new plan, and it's just the first step. It's not like going to take me to the finish line, but if anyone ever like offers me water, I have to say yes.
Oh, I love that.
Right? Isn't that a good plan? So it's like, would you like some water? Yes. The answer has to be yes. Anytime anyone answers that question. And I feel like that's going to bring me closer to my goals.
I really love that. How did you come up with that idea?
Somebody asked me for water and I was like, this might be the universe disguised as this individual. And for that request, I shall say, thank you. Yes, I would love a glass of water.
Wait,
and
I literally thought you were going to be like, well, I read this book about powerful manipulation, but you literally were like, well, I came up with it because someone did it.
Somebody asked me. And in that very moment, I was just like, here and now, for as long as I can remember to do so, I am going to say yes when someone asks me if I'd like some water, because they're just trying to help me out. Or maybe they're like secretly like, oh, she looks really dehydrated and I should take the hint.
I love that.
So that was the lesson of the week for me. Did you learn any lessons this week, Trey?
That's a really great phrasing. I learned a lot of lessons this week. My sister gave birth to her second child.
Aww, so cute. I saw a picture.
So Miles was born. And so I flew down to Charlotte, North Carolina, so that I could be with my family and help with, because actually, the day that we are recording this is the day before her other child's second birthday. So, yeah. So
I'm so glad that worked out.
Me too.
They have their own birthdays. That's the last thing your sister's birthday is also around this time.
My mom's, yes. Good job.
Oh, your mom's. Oh,
we talked about this in an early episode. Yes.
Yeah, I remember. See, I'm listening.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
So, I really learned a lot about how amazing the human body is. Truly, it is.
Yes.
Childbirth is remarkable and amazing, and just unconditional love and joy from children really is spectacular. And I'll tell you, temper tantrums are also spectacular.
Spectacular.
I didn't have that many. Elliot's a wonderful child, actually. So
that's nice.
Anyway, so
but when they do happen, you're kind of like, I get it. You're lodging a complaint. I hear you.
Speaking of.
Yeah.
Lodge a complaint.
You want to
lodge a complaint.
Chelsey?
Yeah, I always have to have my temper tantrum at the beginning of every one of our shows. And I'm going to have a temper tantrum right now.
Go.
I know I always offer up invention ideas. I hope that all of a sudden we get a plethora of inventors listening in. And maybe this is a tall order. Like maybe this is like magic eraser level realness right here. But like, can somebody make furniture stub proof? Like, is that just a thing we could do?
Oh my God.
I mean, the amount of times I stubbed my toe, like when I got Goldie, my puppy, I had to move around some furniture and I've been living here for a long time. And so my body is just very used to certain furniture being in certain places that it no longer is. So the amount of times that I stub my toe on an average week is just, it's taking up so much of my time and it hurts, y'all. It's painful. And I just want somebody to help me out and we can baby proof things. We've made so much progress in so many areas. Can we stub proof stuff?
You know that David broke his toe.
Stubbing
his toe. It was literally like the weekend of the lockdown of the pandemic, and
Ugh.
it wasn't furniture though. It was like the laundry door was sort of ajar, and
Oh, that's a stub.
and he stubbed the toe and it broke.
Oh my goodness. See, it's terrible. I mean, I think we all experience this. It's like nobody is doing a walk for the stub toe victims. You know what I mean? Like nobody really cares about the people that stub their toes on the regular, but yet
there's no federation for them.
There's no federation. We don't have a labor union for the people that, you know, our employment is affected by the fact that we just stubbed a toe. There's nothing like, I can't submit that to SAG, I don't think, as a reason for, you know.
But I'm glad you're giving a voice to that. Stubbing your toe is similar to like a paper cut. It's like so stupid and little, but so excruciating.
Yeah. And even though it doesn't last, like, God willing, like all that long unless you break a toe, like you're like David. But it's just that moment of like, oh, it just hurts so bad.
How would you design furniture to be unstubbable?
I thought about this a lot because I thought Trey might ask me for some suggestions for the people that are listening. I don't like, it would be nice if everything could be covered in like a down pillow. You know what I mean? Like without it looking like really heinous.
My first visual is just like fluff marshmallows on every corner.
Yes, exactly. Like if every corner of furniture could just have a fluff marshmallow on it where I wouldn't have to stub my toe, I would buy it for everything. I would put it on everything. So just the thought for those inventors out there. I'm lodging a complaint against the furniture companies that have not I'm lodging a complaint against the furniture companies who have not stub-proofed their furniture.
It's good. I hear you. And that is, I hear you.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel heard. I do. All right, Trey, tell us, what are you lodging?
All right. So I feel like the air travel comes up often when we're lodging a complaint.
Yeah.
But because I was just flying, another complaint I want to lodge is, I know that, let me start. Okay.
Yeah.
When the plane lands and it gets to the gate and they do that ding, and then everyone like rushes to
like jumps up.
Click. Yes, they're clicking and everyone jumps up. And like, my complaint is when people are in rows behind you, but they're pushing to get out before you like stand up out of your seat. It's like you're like behind my row.
Me. Yeah, no.
It's the same thing with like people crowding around the luggage carousel, which is a very American thing.
Oh, really? Is that true? Is it like, does this not happen in other countries?
Yeah, it's not like Europeans don't have that societal habit.
Aggression,
I guess. Right, they're all eating eclairs. But and then it's also the same thing about like when you're getting off of a subway and like the doors open and people like, you can't get on this subway car until I exit the car.
There's an order of events here and it involves me leaving and then you entering.
But the older I get, the less polite I'm becoming. Like I'm just sort of like less concerned. And so these two ladies, they were like women and like they were behind me. And, you know, I was like coming out and they just kept walking. And so I was like, excuse me, can I please get out?
Oh, geez.
And I said it before I realized I had said it.
Right. It came out aggressive and then you were like, oof, I have to match that.
But then I was also like, but go screw yourself. Like, what are you doing? Like, and also it makes me mad because I walk very fast. I'm always in a rush. Like it's like a thing from, I think, being bullied for being gay in middle school. Like I'm always,
like, I gotta get out of here.
I'm head down. I'm walking really fast. So like, I know I'm going to pass you when we get out of the airplane. So like, don't try to pass me. Anyway.
Right. Like you're not a slow mover. Like sometimes you find a slow mover every once in a while on a plane and they'll say, go ahead. Because they know they're going to take a minute. That's a dangerous move in my opinion, because like, when does the go ahead stop? Unless you really don't care if you're the last one off the plane, then by all means.
Okay. But that also really stresses me out. You know, like I know that like people that need special assistance, they have to wait until everyone's off the plane.
Sure.
But sometimes I'll notice people that don't seem like, they don't seem like they are waiting for a wheelchair. They seem like I don't know why they're waiting. And that stresses me out. Like, like the opposite end of the spectrum. Like, I got to get off this plane, but like, I'm going to let you go.
Yeah, I was going to say, because then are you like, oh, all of a sudden I'm at row 7 and this person is here. Do I stop at row 7 and let them go, or do I keep going? Because you don't want to be a hypocrite.
This is also like, I hate that I'm even going to say this, but I have flown first class before in my life.
Sure.
And that's the worst. When you are like row 3 and like the people from the main cabin are like rushing in to like beat you off the plane. I hate that I even said that. Anyway, that's my complaint.
Redacting.
It's just, once again, just please, like, everyone be considerate. Like, what does it cost you to let the person stand up, pull their bag out of the thing? I often will just travel with a book bag that's under the seat in front of me. So I don't even have stuff above often.
Right. So you could just get out.
So it's like, what does it cost you to wait 6 seconds? Right.
I get it. You're like, I'm not in the hall, in the like thingy, like grabbing stuff and organizing my purse.
I'm not going to take a long time, honey bunch.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you better just shut up. You better stand there and you better let me get out. Okay. Because if you don't, I'm going to say, excuse me, can I please get out? And then I'm going to be like, oh, turning into a mama chihuahua thing.
Yeah, it's okay. Everyone has that moment. I totally get it. I also think that the airport brings out the worst in people. Like, whatever is your thing that makes you annoying, you're worse at the airport.
Yeah, because it happens before, like when they're like loading, or when you're like getting on the plane and they're going in zones, and it's like someone is in zone 8. And it's like they haven't even started zone 2 yet. And they're
and they're standing in front of you. And you're like, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you please get out of the way? They just called my zone. They'll call yours in a half hour.
Yes. Like, so that's my verbal complaint. Thank you for hearing me out. I feel lighter. And so now I want to take on some heavy hitting written complaints. How about you, Chelsey?
I think it is time for us to take some heavy hits from some random people on the internet. So as you guys know, Trey and I are your trusty review queens. We bring you reviews from the internet.
We dissect the nitty gritty.
And then we rate them on a scale from 1 to 5 crowns. It's a very regal process that we call
Assess That Kvetch.
And guess what, listeners? You know, because we have titles, but today we are bringing you another Versus episode.
That's right. It's another special edition episode.
Today we're going to cover a 1-star and a 5-star review on the same topic in an effort to sleuth out the real truth, because sometimes the truth lies hidden deep somewhere in the middle.
That's right. For this Versus episode, I selected the 5-star and Trey selected the 1-star. So to determine who reads first, we gotta flip that quarter.
Flip that quarter. Okay,
we gotta flip that quarter. All right.
So I called it last time, so you call it.
Okay, I'll call it. Okay.
Okay, you ready? And go.
I'm ready. Heads.
It's heads.
Oh my God. I'm so good at this game. Wow. That was the second time in a row that I guessed correctly.
And here we go. We're going to do 5 first, which is interesting.
Okay. We're going to do 5 first.
Oops.
Do we have the sound cue?
Yeah.
Review that review.
All righty. My review today is a 5-star review from Yelp. It is written by Karina R. Sorry, I'm wrong. It is written by... Sorry, I just misread. It is written by Corinne R., who is an elite reviewer. And I just noticed this. This must be like always a thing, but next to the elite reviewer status, it has a year. I wonder if that's the year when they become an elite person, or if it's just like hers says elite 21. Like, is it like getting a registration for your car where like you have to have the like correct year? Like either way.
Oh, I think it is when you get it.
When you get it? Okay. So then Corinne R., congratulations for recently becoming
I made that up. So
Yelp elite. And if it's not true, still congrats to you.
Wait, can I just ask you how it's spelled?
Corinne. Karin.
So not Karen.
I would think that that's Corinne. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I mean, Karen.
I think it's
Corinne.
Corinne.
So let's say
I think Karen is with an E. I think Corinne is with an I. So I'm going to go with Corinne R.
Okay. And then let's tell us, Chelsey, what is the subject of today's episode?
Oh, Hong Kong. Okay. So the subject of today's episode of Versus is clowns.com. Yep. Clowns.com. Trey, you want to tell the listeners a little bit about the service?
Sure. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I actually have pulled the website up. So clowns.com, or as Yelp calls it, clowns, is a clown party equipment rental magician entertainment company. It's located in upper. Actually, I don't know if it is upper. It's located in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a company that you can hire to bring delight, joy, and fun to your parties for your children or adults.
Very good synopsis. Love that. All right. So without further ado, Corinne R., this is her 5-star review of clowns.com. So a few weeks back, I got suckered into accompanying a friend and her little one to a children's birthday party. Not gonna lie, I was dreading it. Who wants to go to a child's birthday party when they themselves have no children? Let me also add that I, myself, work with children. So chilling with them on my day off, but I digress. So, as we are approaching the party, my friend says, by the way, there are going to be characters entertaining the kids. Fantastic. But really, it was awesome. Mila and Shawn were so engaging and silly, so fun, and so sweet with the kids. And they did an incredible job keeping the flow moving naturally. Everything from the way they greeted the children to the way they interacted with them the entire length of the party to the way they said goodbye was really great. Without hesitation, if I ever have the need to hire entertainment myself, or if I could make the recommendation to another friend, I would absolutely recommend this company, and I would tell to request Mila and Shawn. Thanks, guys, for making it a fun time for all. Okay, so
hold on, I gotta deal with the dogs. Hold on.
Good deal. Hi, Patreon. Trey's dogs are barking, and I don't mean his feet, because sometimes that's the thing, right? Like, my dogs are barking. Did anyone ever see the movie? Oh God, why am I forgetting the name of it? Uncle Buck. Wow, that was weird. That's like one of my favorite movies. That's where I learned the phrase, my dogs are barking. So just in case the Patreon viewers wanted to learn something.
Well, I couldn't hear you. What?
Oh, I was saying like that Trey's dogs are barking, and then I was like, but not his feet, because that's like a thing where people say like, my dogs are barking.
Oh, my dogs are barking.
My dogs are barking, and I was explaining that I was explaining to our Patreon listeners that I learned that phrase, my dogs are barking, from the movie Uncle Buck.
Oh,
yeah. So
I'm just gonna
You'll learn
play
things.
the ending sound effect one more time
Okay.
because I think they were barking.
Perfect. All right, Corinne.
Corinne, I have a lot of questions.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's very interesting to me that Corinne was a guest.
Yeah.
And left a review.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Okay, here are my thoughts. I did think about that because I was deciding which review I was going to pick for my 5. And I went back and forth. But let's remember this. Corinne is an elite Yelp reviewer.
Oh.
So I think that Corinne is the type of person that anytime she goes anywhere, not only does she see it as an experience, but she sees it as an experience to write a review. And so for that reason, I feel like it is appropriate that Corinne, on our behalf, wrote this review.
Incredibly sad.
Right.
Yeah, you just totally swayed me on that.
So does that answer that question? Any other questions?
How do they spell Mila?
I said Mila. Did I say Mila? Oh, Myla.
Oh, it makes me think of my new nephew Miles.
Oh,
Mila. Okay, so it's very interesting to me. This is I'm planting a seed here.
Oh,
but,
you are. Okay.
It's interesting that this reviewer has mentioned specifically the clowns that arrived.
Yeah.
By name Mila and Shawn, because I would imagine that these sort of party entertainment hire companies, there might be a little bit of luck of the draw. If this is a major company, they have a roster of entertainers. That's like a drag queen thing. So I'm glad that Mila and Shawn were highlighted for being so excellent. I also did write down flow because Corinne really pointed out that they were excellent at keeping the flow going. And Corinne shares that they are someone that works with children. And so, I imagine Corinne has an acute awareness of what it takes to keep attention and, children engaged.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that.
Yeah, I liked all the details that she gave us. What I thought was so funny about this review to me was like, it was almost like we got 2 reviews in one. Like first, Corinne is like, I thought I was reading a 1-star review. I was like, oh, maybe they like made a mistake and they put 5 stars because she was really like, I got suckered into this thing and, I'm dreading it and I hate clowns. Like there's going to be entertainment. Great, And then she just pivoted. She just made a total pivot.
Yeah.
To how awesome it was.
I appreciate that because I think except I think I would have the opposite reaction. Like, I don't need to be around children, but if there were children entertainment, you would
be into it.
I mean, the word fantastic that was in the review would be serious to me because I would be like, all right, I want to see what's going on here. I want to see this Elsa. I want to see how committed she is to letting it go. Like I would be into that. I love balloon animals. I love magic. Like I would totally be into that.
Yeah, I want to point out, oddly enough, with the fantastic read and my personal fantastic choice.
Yeah.
For some reason, everywhere else in this review, Corinne has like a lot of punctuation. We have ellipses, we have all capital letters, we have, exclamation points. Fantastic is written on its own line without exclamation points. So truly left up to the reader, I guess.
It's a period.
There's no period. I'm telling you, it's literally just the word fantastic. No exclamation point, no question mark, no period, no ellipses, no written hints. But I assumed that we were still in the part of the review where she was setting up like, fantastic. And because she says, but really it was awesome. It felt like,
I think you read that right.
I think she was truly wow, I cannot speak today. I think she was truly surprised by her own delight at what she experienced.
So do we think that Corinne is being truthful here? Because it did occur to me, is this like the owner's friend?
Yeah, I mean, I had that thought for a second because, like I said, it felt like, is it so almost set up where it's like, I wasn't sure if I was going to like this stuff, but it was amazing. Like it did feel like all of a sudden we went from like this sort of like grounded, rough, real person to a bit of an ad, a little, right? Like I would without hesitation, like if I ever need to hire entertainment. So
yeah,
there was a part of me that.
And Corinne mentions Mila and Shawn twice by name.
Yes. However, I will say just because in this particular instance, and I understand we're just grading Corinne, but just in the interest of adding information to our analysis, every 5-star review that I read referenced the people that were there and multiple times.
Did you ever see these names?
There were a couple other names that I saw all the time. I'm trying to remember what they were, but I did remember that there were a few names I saw consistently, like, oh wow, everybody really loves this person. I don't think Mila and Shawn.
This happened to me today randomly. I went to get a haircut.
Oh.
And I needed to find a place to go. And I went and got my haircut. And at the end, I asked for her card. And it was the person's name that was referenced in the Google review.
There you go. Yeah. So like,
I don't think there's much humor here, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, we are talking about clowns, which are pretty silly. So I would think there might be humor, but
yeah, but I think Corinne takes her job very seriously. And other than like, I think Corinne really brought herself to the front half of this review. I will say, like, maybe it wasn't the most funny. Like, what was it? Shanice that started her review with ha 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 ha. You know?
Yes.
I mean, we can't all be Shanice. But I did feel like I got to know her personality.
Correct.
You know, like, and backstory that like she's, I would say, a middle-aged person that is of childbearing age but doesn't have children. Right? We learned that.
I love when you do this.
What?
I love when you create a whole backstory. It's my favorite. Honestly.
If I was like in intelligence and I was breaking down this review, I would be able to say, I think, all right, we got a female, childbearing age. She doesn't have any children. She works with children.
What do you think she does? Like, I don't think she's a teacher. So what do you think she does? Or do you think she's a teacher? I
kind of thought she was a teacher because, I mean, and still until we had the one error where she said in the end, and I always read it, the way that it's written. Where was it? Oh, shoot. Oh yeah, sorry. We'll take the air out for non-Patreon people, but she says, I would absolutely recommend this company and I would tell to request Mila and Shawn. So that was like one error, but other than that, like everything was sort of elementary school teacher perfect to me.
When you read that, I thought the tell heart. That's like how I heard that. I didn't even think that it was Tell, like that they put the word in twice.
Yeah, they put the word. Yeah, like I would tell. I think she meant I would tell them to request, but she said I would tell to request.
I have an opinion here, but I'm gonna mention it in the crowning.
Okay, that's fine.
I think I'm ready.
Are we ready to crown? Is there anything else that we want to talk about? I mean, I'll just say quickly in terms, because this is a versus episode, I do wish that there was part of this review that had talked about the process of hiring them and like what and the cost and any of those elements that might have been able to allow me to either redeem or condemn clowns.com. But bearing in mind that we're reviewing Corinne as Corinne has come to us today, I think I'm ready to crown.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. So Chelsey and I each have our own set of 1 to 5 crown cards, as you know. This is our All right. So Chelsey and I each have our own set of 1 to 5 crown cards. In an effort to be fair and not influenced by one another, we will simultaneously reveal our rating.
Oh my God. Okay.
The queens are tabulating.
You ready?
I need a minute. I need my half.
Spoiler.
Where's my, oh, sorry. Where's my half? Okay. Jeez. All right. I'm the worst. I'm just gonna write it on here and Trey, you'll announce it.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Total score.
All right.
Oh, wow.
I have 2.5
Okay.
crowns and Chelsey has 3.5.
I have 3.5 crowns. Okay, Trey, explain yourself.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, look, my opinion
Yeah.
is that it feels a little planted to me.
Okay.
I think either Mila and Shawn said it would be really helpful if you if you had a great experience and you wrote a great review, mention us by name. Or Corinne knows Mila and Shawn. I'm not saying that is what is, but there is something that feels a little odd to me. I do understand that like you're getting a personal experience, and so you would like tip them because they're the actual ones and whatever.
Right.
But I don't know, something feels a little curious to me, and so I'm sticking with that. Too bad if you disagree, anyone. But so I said 2.5 crowns because the impact here is like, oh, they had a great experience. It does make me think that I'm gonna need Mila and Shawn.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep saying it that way, but it's fun for me. So
we're from New York. It's fine.
So I gave it 2.5 crowns because it wasn't very humorous to me. And come on, this is a review about clowns.
Yeah.
So I wanted some fun. But it was to the point, good, solid 5-star. That's why I did that. Okay, so why did you do 3.5?
Okay, first of all, like I want to say that ham and cheese sandwich, if you're listening, like I think you've really impacted, like you've made me a little bit more soft because ever since you said the thing about like yelling at your phone to like our grading, I think you thought we were too harsh on something. Like I always think about you when I am reviewing. So first of all, I think I've become a little bit of a softie because of ham and cheese, and I want them to know that. But that being said, I feel like I know Corinne. I know who she is. For me, personality plays a big part. I hate, with a capital hate, reading reviews that feel like just canned and the same thing over and over again, like just details in a way that doesn't give me the person's personality. And for me, that's like a huge queen factor. And I felt like I knew Corinne. And for that, like I gave her high points. It was written well. I understood her POV and I understood, just that she was surprised by her acceptance and excitement of this. I didn't really feel like it was fake. Maybe I'm too trusting, but I believed Corinne R had this experience, and I took off a couple of crowns, or 1.5 crowns, I guess, because I wanted to know from the horse's mouth in terms of like the booking process.
Yeah.
Not really her fault. Also, like, yeah, I wasn't cackling on the floor like I have for some of our other reviews. So for that reason, I took away the 1.5, but 3.5 crowns for me from Corinne.
Totally solid.
Tipping my crown off to you as an elite reviewer.
Who's turning into Paula now?
I'm the Paula. It's, I'm gonna again say, Hammond, you've changed me.
Cold-hearted ham and cheese sandwich.
I know.
All right. So awesome. Great. That's our 5-star of the company.
We did it.
Clowns.com. So
yes.
We're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we will hear an entirely different side of the story.
I love it. BRB.
BRBZ. Don't you go anywhere.
Please don't go.
Hold your crown. We'll be right back.
It's game time, everyone. All right, it's time for us to take a quick spin on the Meryl-Go-Round.
I don't feel like an icon. Most of the days I feel like I can't. That's with an A.
Okay, here's the deal for those of you who don't already know, because you're new to listening. And if you're new to this, then thanks for listening this far. Trey and I have each picked a rotten, scathing, pithy one-star zinger. And with 30 seconds, not a second longer on the clock, we'll take turns trying to recite the zinger in as many genres as possible.
Just like Queen Meryl, who can do it all, Hanny.
Yep, she does no wrong before the clock runs out.
All right,
Okay.
so I will go first since you read the 5-star. So
Correct.
today, my 1-star zinger is from Google. Nope. My 1-star zinger is from Amazon.com.
Okay.
It is for the Brizzled solar string lights outdoor. This has nothing to do with how I was burned by these LED lights behind me. This is a different company. And these are for outdoor.
Okay.
So this is from Heather.
Mhm.
She wrote, the subject is They Arrived Tangled. This is the 1-star zinger.
Okay.
Received and it's tangled. Can't even untangle it to use it. Please wrap the wire around a piece of cardboard and not itself. Disappointed.
Okay.
It's long. I
was going to say, I don't know how pithy this pithy review is.
I know,
but I'll allow it.
I love that like Heather is so mad that she's like, or they are like, I am going to tell you to wrap it around cardboard.
Yeah. I mean, at least she gave them some sort of instructions for how they could improve their product.
Okay. So I think I'm ready.
I mean, like, but like, I feel like I need like a handicap, or you need like an extra 10 seconds or something like that, but it's fine. You did this to yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah. Cause it's a challenge.
Yes. All right. I can't wait to hear it. Are
ready?
you ready?
Yes.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1, go!
Courtroom drama.
Received and it's tangled. Can't even untangle it to use. Please wrap the wire around a piece of cardboard and not itself. Disappointed.
Melodrama.
Oh, received and it's tangled. I can't even untangle it to use it. Please wrap the wire around a piece of cardboard and not itself. Disappointed.
TLC reality.
I received it and it's tangled. Can't even untangle it to use it. Please wrap the wire around a piece of cardboard, not self-disappointed. Wow, I only got 3. I really handicapped myself. I can't do this.
That's what
ever
I'm
again.
saying. I don't know what you're thinking. This is a game. Trey.
I guess I'm living in the past because of how I was burned by Brookstone's LED lights, but
It's true. Anyway, that was hilarious. That TLC read alone should get you cast in something. Because,
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that my sister and her husband.
Oh my
watched.
God, that's so funny. Like what was your inspo for that? Like Duck Dynasty or something? Like what
No,
was
because
that?
they don't like gay people, so I don't support Duck Dynasty.
Sorry. It sounded
no,
very
there's
Duck
there's the show called Extremely Freakin Cheap or something, or
Oh.
like Very Freakin Cheap, and it's just people that are like doing the most outrageous. It's all fake, I'm sure, but it's a reality show where they're like literally doing everything possible to spend no money. And so they kind of sound like that. They sound like they're trying to save the money. Okay, anyway. What?
Is that how people sound when they're trying to save money? Okay.
All of them.
Wow.
Okay, now it's your turn.
It is I'm stalling, as you can see.
I think I'm gonna win with 3.
You might. Like, I might eat my own words, and who knows? Anyway, that might come up later. So my review is from Costco.com. It is a 1-star review of Nature's Garden Keto Snack Mix, the 24-ounce variety, a 2-pack. It is written by Mary Brown. And the subject, I know, and the subject is nasty stuff, threw it away. And the review, the zinger is ick. made my stomach upset.
Okay.
So ick made my stomach upset.
That's a really good one.
Thank you.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go!
Televangelist.
Ick made my stomach upset.
Magic show appropriate.
Ick made my stomach upset.
Disney.
Made my stomach upset.
Soap opera.
Ick made my stomach upset.
Adult film.
Ick made my stomach upset.
Musical theater.
Ick made my stomach upset.
Opera diva.
My stomach upset. That's all.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wow, that's
7 continues to be the highest that's ever happened.
a really high score in my opinion. Wow, but I mean, like, you had not a chance, Trey. Like, I feel like I can't even accept the win.
You accept this win.
All right, I'll accept the win. Thank you.
You never want to accept the win.
It's hard to accept the win. Yeah, I think that's a metaphor for something, but we'll
just
get
channel a
to that in therapy.
clown.
Okay.
And honk and take it.
Honk, honk. Yeah, I like that.
Review that review.
Okay, we are back from that rousing game break with Meryl, and it is Trey's turn.
Okay.
Are you excited, Trey?
I'm excited. All right. So
Okay.
I am covering the 1-star review for clowns.com. And I, like you, had a challenging time picking the one that I thought would be the most appropriate for the episode. But I have landed with this 1-star review from Yelp for clowns.com, written by Tina R. And here's the review.
Okay.
Iron Man came a half hour late, past the 3:30 to 4 p.m. window. Arrived at 4:30. He was not dressed or ready to entertain. In fact, he got dressed on my front stoop. Where the children saw him getting dressed. He was not in character whatsoever and didn't speak or make a peep. This was supposed to be a character experience and interaction. Instead of coming in character and bringing the Iron Man persona, he awkwardly lingered around my backyard, making the entire party feel extremely uncomfortable. His suit was a red leotard. At least put some shoulder pads in and bring some excitement. My husband and I were completely embarrassed, and he was the joke of the party. ... The caps joke. Never again will I use this company, nor will my guests. Horrendous Iron Man. Absolutely the biggest letdown for my son and his 4th birthday. I even called when I scheduled and told them exactly what our expectations were. And Christian, whom we booked with and spoke with multiple times, just simply yesed me to death to get our money. Oh, yes, this is a character experience and interaction. Couldn't be the farthest thing from that. They sent the complete opposite of Iron Man. Every kid saw through him. My husband called to discuss what had happened with the manager, and he had zero compassion and didn't even offer merely a credit or slight refund. We could have picked up a better Iron Man hanging around Times Square. In fact, those are probably better. A complete embarrassment. I'm mortified.
Wow. I gotta say, I feel like I always laugh at these like 4-year-old birthday parties where the parents take it so seriously. And I feel like Tina really just summed it up for us in that last sentence when she said she was embarrassed. Cause I feel like going into this, Tina was like, I'm gonna, like everybody went to Betsy's son's 4-year-old birthday and they couldn't stop talking about that cake and that Iron Man cake. And I'm going to do them one better. Like, I'm not going to have just an Iron Man cake, which I will have. I'm going to have Iron Man. And then when it just didn't pan out the way that it had panned out in her brain, she was just that much more hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Tina, first of all, I'm sorry, Trey. I'll try not to laugh when you read, but sometimes it's just so funny to me. When you were talking about Iron Man getting dressed on the front stoop, like before, I wrote like traumatizing because I'm picturing in my head the children watching. And then I'm glad that she brought that up because I was thinking like, that is like a number one no with these kind of things. It's like, especially when you're going to these kids' birthdays, it's like, if you're showing up as the Easter Bunny, you're the Easter Bunny from the second you get there. You don't put on your Easter Bunny suit on the front stoop. Like, how traumatic. Can you imagine? Tina's like, Brayden, like, Iron Man is here. Like Brayden comes running to the window with all of his friends to see Iron Man on his front stoop, and he sees like this like guy's butt changing into a leotard. Like,
right?
How dramatic.
It's also interesting to me, like, not that I think that this is Tina's responsibility, but why wasn't the person offered the bathroom to change in?
Well, I just feel like, again, like prior point, like you gotta, that's weird kind of too. Like,
what does Iron Man have a mask? Like you can't drive.
Mask.
But like you can you can get out of the car.
The mask, you could get out of the car. And also like, I don't know, if it was a decent costume, I would think it would have a separate headpiece. So like you could wear the rest of the outfit and then toss the headpiece on, right?
Wait, but it's so funny to me that like they are even pointing out like that this performer must have been kind of scrawny because they say awkwardly lingering and that he could have at least put shoulder pads in. Like,
I know. I felt like Tina really wanted to bring this Iron Man up to her walk-in closet and be like, hold on 1 second, and just like grab all of the like shoulder pads and like boob inserts from all of her bathing suits and just pat them up.
What do you think the audition process is to like become one of these employees?
Yeah, so here's what I'm curious about. When was this review written?
2019.
Okay, so this was written like, all right, around the same time as our other reviewer. I was just thinking like, did clowns.com get like too big for their britches? Like we're just grabbing anybody we can grab at this point and throwing them at the party. Like it definitely seems like there's some quality control issues. And interestingly enough, I'm pretty sure that all of their 5-star reviews that I did read, now that I'm thinking back, didn't reference like an Iron Man situation. I feel like everybody that had a really good experience had pretty much just the like traditional clowns and the magic show and the bunny.
So I really want to honor just this 1 star that I've chosen, but I had a hard time picking.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that a lot of the 5 stars mentioned the performers by name. And what I happen to notice is that the vast majority of these 1 stars mentioned the owner by name.
Oh, that's interesting.
And that
kind of makes sense.
A lot of the 1-star experience storytelling that's happening when you look at these 1-star reviews is from the management side of things.
Right.
And this review doesn't totally go into that other than the fact that like nothing was offered when they were disappointed.
Right.
But I like this review because I was once hired in college to attend a themed Polar Express party It's when that movie came out with Tom Hanks.
Yes.
And I had to dress up as a train conductor, and I had to like punch everyone's ticket when they arrived.
Oh, that's cute. I can see you doing that.
But I had never seen the movie, and I like no one had their tickets, and so like, you know, like 5 minutes in, I was just like, I'm not doing this. But the woman that threw the party like kept walking by, and she like hated me, and I like really did not do the job. So I just like was reminded of that experience about how this person is like, I don't know what an Iron Man does, so I'm just gonna like stand over here and like.
Yeah, she said that they didn't speak. Like, were they just silent the whole time?
Not even a peep.
Not even a peep. Like, so Iron Man came in, he's partially dressed or maybe not dressed at all. Based on the fact that she's saying he's only wearing a red leotard, I think he was putting the full leotard on the stoop. So not dressed. And
this is really a problem, because if
doesn't
you can
speak,
if you can select an Iron Man character, then like the person coming needs to know what to do. Like that is insane. To Tina R's point, like, that is a problem. You've signed a contract and the person didn't even make a peep. So, I mean, you know, I'm probably going to have a problem here.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I just think I think that Tina R is fully justified in her review and experience here, but I do just feel like there's like a little bit of Karen-y, not even Karen. It's just more like that vibe of wanting to please everybody else, because a lot of what she talks about beyond just the experience of being disappointed by the quality of the performer is just like they became the joke of the party, that they were embarrassed. I think like, I don't know. I think under the right hands, like maybe we could have made lemonade out of lemons, but in this situation, I just feel like Karen's expectations so far surpassed the reality of what she experienced. And again, like maybe she like talked it up. She was like, Peggy, you're going to be shocked with this big thing that I have. Like she like told all the friends, or like maybe on the like invitation, it was like meet Iron Man, or like something that was like very central.
Wait, I just looked up on the website. You can't even get a quote. You have to call to get a quote.
Yeah.
But this image of what Iron Man is so terrifying. It is not what I thought.
Like in a good way or in a bad way? Like,
in a terrifying, hilarious way.
Oh.
Here, I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah, please send it to me. I'd love to see it. Patreon.
This is like not what I thought the Iron Man would look like. But this one has shoulder pads, so.
Okay. I mean, my nephew really loves Iron Man, and I've seen Iron Man quite a bit. So I feel like
what's that guy? Robert Downey Jr.? Is he Iron Man?
Yeah. I'll be able to give a fair assessment, I think.
So this does not look like that.
Okay. Let's see.
I texted it to you.
Oh, okay. I get it. It's Iron Man-esque.
It's Iron Man-esque, yeah.
I give it Iron Man-esque. It's not like, so you know how Iron Man has kind of like a plasticky, like a shiny plastic, you know, what do you call it?
Yeah, face.
Outer shell, or and the mask. So this is like, oh, wow.
I mean, that doesn't exactly look like a leotard to me.
But I understand the leotard comment. So basically what it does, maybe the guy forgot his shoulder pads, or maybe he just like didn't have time because he was dressing on the stoop. But like,
but if this thing is lingering around,
that's so gross.
It is going to become the talking point, especially with all the parents.
Right.
Like,
but under the right attitude, I feel like it could be hilarious. Like,
yeah, I mean, I kind of want this now.
And to your point, like if I saw this online, I don't think I would be expecting anything fabulous to show up at my door. Like this is pretty janky. It is like a red leotard. It looks like if somebody was wearing football pads, this is what it looks like to me. If somebody was wearing football pads and like knee pads underneath a red leotard, that's what you have here.
I mean, it doesn't even look like I
it's
agree.
Hideous.
No, I agree with Tina's last few sentences, like that's not the Iron Man costume you're going to see in Times Square.
That is like, yeah, this is much worse than the time. This is actually much worse than the Iron Man costume that like my nephew wore for Halloween that we got at, Party City.
But when did all those movies come out? Because maybe maybe we're thinking of that Robert Downey Jr. movie version, and this was maybe before that. Who knows?
Who knows? Either way, okay, it sucks. I wonder if they added that to the website after this review, just to be like, and if you want Iron Man, this is what you're gonna get.
We also didn't talk about how he came half an hour late.
Oh, right. I guess I missed that. So you're right. He showed up. That was at the top, right? Oh, yeah. Iron Man came a half hour late, undressed. I mean, this is a pretty unacceptable experience. I want to talk quickly about the husband calling the manager, and we didn't have our cue there. But interestingly,
it's a Karen.
Yeah. So
oh my God, it's a Karen.
Yeah. It was a male Karen. She made
so
her
interesting. It was
Karen.
Yeah. She turned her husband into a Karen, but I was, for some reason, my Facebook as of late has been so many. I don't know when this started happening, but it's all like those questions, like, spell out your name with the like predictive text on your cell phone for each letter and all these weird things. So one of them that came up was, what is the name for a male Karen?
Oh, I've seen that too.
Did you see that? And it seems the consensus is Ken.
Oh, I heard Aaron.
Oh, see, maybe there's not a consensus. I had written Ken, and then somebody, I believe, dropped in like an Urban Dictionary image.
I like the name Ken.
I do too. I'm like, Ken, like Barbie and Ken. Isn't Ken already kind of taken? I don't know. Anyway, we had a Karen moment kind of with a manager.
And to me, honestly, like, I think that the service, according to Tina, was so under-delivered.
Yeah.
But it didn't even occur as Karen-y to me.
I agree. I was gonna say, like, it was like Karen-y in the sense of like we've now all come to speak with a manager, obviously, with Karen. But that being said, like, what were they supposed to do? Like when this is what happened and they've been yes to death, is it going to be like this? Is it going to be like that? And this Christian, is that his name?
Yeah.
Christian was just yesing them. I mean, yeah. I mean, I asked to speak to the supervisor the other day. Does that make me a Karen? I felt like I was justified.
Yeah, you're a Karen. So
okay, thanks. Anyway, so I do think that it was justified, and I think it makes a lot of sense to me that the reviews that were 1-star mentioned Christian or whoever they dealt with on the phone, and not the party.
That is so Christian is not the owner. The owner's name is George. We're gonna get there.
Okay.
But it is so consistent that a lot of the negative 1-star reviews will say the performers were really great, but dealing with management was so horrible. But this sort of was an anomaly. It does leave the impact for me that I need to like do a little like more digging, because maybe I should do like a princess rather than like a guy superhero character. Like if I want a different, like, it's like, it seems like maybe you can't guarantee what you're going to get. Like, this is horrible. I mean, if you hired an Iron Man and he was lurking around and didn't even come dressed.
That being said, like what is the case for one scenario is likely the case for another. I mean, yes, like I said, the 5-star reviews that I referenced had much more like fairies and things like that. So I think if you ordered something a lot more generic from cons.com, you could probably expect, a decent turnout, because even I have some friends that's their job. Like they dress up as birthday fairies or whatever. Yeah. Like that's their survival job. And a lot of those people, they put their own costumes together, like they want to look like a good fairy. So it
did occur to me, like, does Tina not have like a 20-year-old cousin or nephew or someone who like just get the costume on Amazon? But that's like undermining this. But that's a whole company.
I'm telling you, Tina, like she thought she was rolling out the red carpet and she
had
told
to
the
be
kids,
Betsy.
yeah, she had to be Betsy, and all the kids were going to get an autograph from the real Iron Man, and the dad needed to be there to take the photo. And we didn't, like we wanted this to be really good. And Tina, was just so disappointed by the way that this turned out. And I think that Tina is justified.
I do too.
I'm trying to think, like, was I laughing? I wasn't really laughing. How was the spelling and grammar? Was that all good?
It's all good. They really, almost every time there's an exclamation mark, it's multiple times.
Yeah. And then do you feel like if you had to, like, if you were looking up this service to, hire someone for your nephew, and you came across Tina's review, do you think it would impact,
Yes.
your willingness to? Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I don't think I would be calling these guys up for my nephew, because my nephew does really love Iron Man, and I don't want to traumatize him like that. Okay, are we
watching him change?
Yeah, that just seems like, ugh, like that part of it, especially. It was just like, wow.
After being half an hour late, let's crown this.
Let's crown him.
The queens are tabulating.
You ready?
I'm Paula now, and I'm second guessing myself. Okay, I guess I'm ready.
Total score.
We did it. We're unanimous. 4 crowns, 4 crowns. Okay, Trey, should I go first this time because you went first last time?
Sure.
Okay, so I gave Tina 4 crowns because, like I said, it was impactful. It seemed honest. Seemed like pretty much an unacceptable scenario. Didn't really seem like they did anything when she called up to rectify the situation. I think this is good information that I'd want to know if I were, looking to hire this company. So for that reason, 4 crowns. How about you, Trey?
Everything you said. The only reason I didn't go with 5, because I did find it to be very entertaining.
Yeah.
Is that it does feel like, I don't know if this is entirely representative of every experience you'll receive.
Right.
So I gave it 4 because I feel like this is very valuable information and it is having a lasting impact on me. But I also think that, like, maybe if you get a different performer, if you get Mila or Shawn, then like they're really going to go above and beyond. So 4 crowns.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is kind of giving me left-handed dematter comb vibes, right? Because it's like, if I was going on Yelp and I specifically wanted Iron Man and I searched Iron Man in the reviews and I found this, deal breaker. But I think for me, it's like if I wanted, if I was looking for Minnie Mouse, I might search that and have a different experience. So I don't think it's a deal breaker in terms of the company at large, but I do think it's a deal breaker for the Iron Man.
I agree. I totally agree.
Wow. Okay.
There's a reply.
There's a reply. Oh my God. Okay.
Okay. So I have been sitting over here biting my tongue this entire episode recording.
All right.
Because Chelsey, you are not ready for this.
Okay. I'm scared. Okay.
I am scared for when this episode goes live because I think that this owner is going to go after us.
Oh no.
And try to decimate us to the core.
Stop it. Well, okay, owner, if you're listening, like, this is a comedy podcast, okay? And we're not even making any money on it. So don't come after us. We're just having fun.
So I could play this little there's a reply sound effect 20 times because, dear God, there are so many replies from the business owner whose name
God. Wait, there's multiple replies?
The owner. I'm choosing to, did we say I think I said the owner's name earlier. I'm going to cut it out.
We'll redact it.
So the business owner has replied so many times and I think are incredibly telling.
Okay.
And it is just this business owner is ruthless. So
oh my God, I can't. I'm like, this is all of a sudden it's a soap opera. There's a whole twist. She's really her mother and also her
twin and has died and come back to life. All right, so like these, whenever there is a reply from the seller, it's awesome because it gives us the opportunity, because replies can be very telling. Oftentimes these businesses can't defend themselves, and like, you know, we're only harping on like the comical funny stuff.
True.
So this specifically may not be the case, because there are so many replies, Chelsey, that I have decided. I have picked 5, and I have come up with correlating topics. So I'm going to read 5 topics, and then I want you just to pick one of the 5, and that's the one that I will include on today's episode. And then anyone else who's curious can go onto Yelp and look this business up and just go into the dark void.
Oh my God.
Of the business owner replies.
Wait, and I just need to clarify really quickly before I pick. So this is all a reply to Tina R?
No, Tina R actually doesn't even have a reply.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I had to include this because this business owner is so communicative on Yelp.
Okay. Wow.
All right. So I want you to pick a reply topic.
Okay, I'm ready.
The choices are bunnies.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Humiliation.
Okay.
Prayer. Homeless.
Okay.
Makeup.
Oh my goodness. Okay. There's so many things I'm considering right now. Like a part of me wants to do prayer because I'm just like, prayer, what's prayer? But I think I'm going to go with humiliation. There are so many choices.
Very good choice.
Let's go with humiliation.
All right. So this is a reply to a review from someone named Steph A.
Okay.
And the first sentence of their 1-star review is, I had an unfortunate experience with them. They left me feeling discouraged and humiliated.
Oh my God. Okay.
Then they continue on with their review.
Okay.
So this is the reply from the business owner.
Okay.
OMG, you felt humiliated, pressured, and belittled on a phone call for a kid's party? Oh, no. If you need some moral support, call and ask for George. My recommendation, instead of writing all these Yelp reviews all over the country from California to Manhattan, go out and do something more positive with your time and energy, like volunteer. It might get rid of your psychosis. Oh, and I am looking for a 75 Mustang. Find me one, for a friend.
What? Wait, what? And what was the Mustang comment? Was it in reference to something in the review?
No.
Like, just like, oh, you have so much time on your hands to be doing this. You can like find me a 75 Mustang.
Well, in the review, they mentioned they wanted to do something special for their friend's son's birthday.
Oh, this is terrible. What a terrible reply.
So, okay. There is also, I just wanted to include this last sentence from another reply. And ironically, it's the one you picked up on. This is the last sentence of...
Oh, the prayer? Yeah. Okay.
It ends with, this is fully quote, copy paste. So sad, ! We pray you change your ways and how you conduct your life.
Wow.
That is a reply from a business owner.
Wow. I have to be honest, like this business just went down the drain for me. Like that's unacceptable.
I mean, I will tell you. Okay,
the reply space is a space for you.
I'm going to read you. I'm going to read you.
Okay.
I'm going to read you.
Please.
Now I feel like, okay. So this is a different reply.
Okay.
Asterisk, all caps. Crazy alert. Asterisk. This lady's real gripe is that we use live rabbits for our magic show. She called us and demanded a full refund, or would, quote, write a bad review. Okay, like maybe that is true.
Okay.
I recommend you volunteer. Oh, it says
recommending everyone volunteers.
It's so the person that wrote the review has 330 Yelp reviews. So it says, instead of wasting your time writing 330 Yelp reviews and extorting small businesses, I recommend you volunteer at a children's hospital or a homeless shelter.
Okay. I'm not going to reference this person by name again, but I'll just call you manager.
Yeah.
Or owner.
Business owner.
I'll call you business owner. Business owner, like, this is not a way to do business. I agree with you. This entire podcast is about negating some of these 1-star reviews. We'll throw it out there. We'll say this person sounds like they have too much time on their hands, whatever. But when you're the business owner, it's your job to pacify the situation. And I think, as we've heard on this podcast, that can be done with a little bit of like fun attitude. For example, the reply that we had from the improv place, right?
That was not a full episode. That was a rehearsal episode.
Oh, well, okay. So you guys didn't hear it. But even the reply we had from DJ Spinfo, like, DJ Spinfo was obviously a little bit like butthurt. He let us know some new details about the Hulk,
but then he ended with contact me. We got that he was a human.
Right. He didn't just, he wanted to tell his side of the story. And that's what this is for. And I'm all for hearing the business owner's side of the story. Like, tell us that, this person never ended up paying for the service. And you try to provide high level entertainment for all your guests, and you've been in business for X number of years, and you have X number of pleased people, and you're sorry that this person wasn't pleased, but the reality is they never paid, or something like that. Then that would give me some information, and that would make me feel like, oh wow, that's annoying. Like, this person didn't pay for the service and wrote a bad review, and this is your business and you're just like trying to get by. That's okay. But this is just like mean. Like, what's with the unsolicited advice, buddy? Like, maybe you should be volunteering instead of, having these snarky responses to every person that's reviewed you online.
There is a reply that then had an updated review that was literally like, I don't understand how this business owner wrote a reply that blamed us as the customers for everything wrong with his company.
Right.
Which really was sort of like, I think
that's a great, I think that's a great way of summing it up, because unfortunately, especially in these sort of fringe companies, like, we don't need to have these entertainers at our party, right? Like, this is something that we're adding. This is very much a customer service industry. And if people are not enjoying the entertainment that you're providing, you have to hear that feedback, right? Especially if it's happening consistently. Like, it's not like we have one rogue with Spinfo. It was like we had one sort of rogue 1-star review amongst an entire sea of 5-star reviews. Like, this is not the only person that's had a negative experience. And if, as a business owner, you're not willing to see what it is you might have done wrong and pivot and say, I hear you, and we are going to make changes, and I encourage you to please reach out again. We'll make this right.
I will say that there are replies on 3 and 4-star reviews where it is professionally written, and it's we strive for excellence, and we're disappointed that you were disappointed. There are sprinklings of those, but these more recent ones really took a turn, and that is a tough position.
Interesting. I wonder if because you're saying that these are more recent, I wonder if this is somebody else, somebody else has taken over the business, or somebody's son who's in high school is really having fun getting on the internet and saying, I don't know.
Well, this business owner has a profile, so it is their image and name on every reply.
But maybe maybe their nephew, or maybe somebody else started writing for them, or something, replying on behalf of the business for them, if there really is such a big change in tone. Or is it just that we reserve this tone for 1-star reviews?
I mean, it is, this whole world of reviews is a very tricky thing, and it's tough when someone can put something in print that is painful to hear and you cannot erase. So I understand the desire to,
for sure,
attack back, but the impression, I think, is what we want to highlight here is,
right,
what is the impact of reading that as a possible customer, is really tough to swallow.
Right. That's the thing is like, I agree. Like, I completely understand the desire to be like, what is, every time I read something online where somebody's trolling and saying terrible things, I'm like, I have that thought of like, why are you wasting your time doing this? There's so many other things you could be doing rather than just like going online and being a troll. But in these examples, it's like, these are real people who had real experiences. This is a review website called Yelp that is made for people to voice their personal experience. And that's why they're here. And
well, it is interesting because even this, two of these ones that I've just read, the business owner mentions, instead of leaving reviews all across the country from California to Manhattan, meaning this business owner looked at the person's profile. And the other one that says, instead of writing 330 reviews, means they spent time.
Yeah.
So it is just,
it's just strange. It just really does not make this business owner look good. It shines them in a really bad, sort of insecure, chihuahua nibbly light.
Tough. It's a tough position. And I hope that the business owner doesn't kill me in my sleep.
I don't think that listen, they might, because they have really broad responses to things, but I just think this makes me really appreciate the business owners that took the high road and wrote a reply that both like acknowledged their side of the street and also acknowledged that they're still a customer service oriented business. And that really makes a difference. And I think that this, for me, this knocked clowns. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take some crowns away because I think should we give like an overall crowning to clowns.com?
I'm scared too.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. So we'll do our total score based on our opinions.
Yeah. So this is now our opinion based on all the information, including this new information that we just got from the owner.
Total score.
Okay, 2 crowns.
Okay, we both said 2.
Yeah, we both said 2. Trey and I both said 2. I mean, I gotta knock it down a few pegs just because the experience I heard with Iron Man, and then it's just making me feel like this other experience that Corinne had was more of a fluke. It's like, and it makes sense to me now that those reviews mentioned all the 5-star reviews mentioned the people that were working the party, because you're only as good as your employees, right? And clearly these people are just spectacular and they probably have to deal with a really tough business owner, but they still show up and they still deliver. And so the 2 crowns that I'm giving are for the people that are for doing the work and doing it right, not necessarily this Iron Man, but it's for them. How about you?
It really is remarkable here because it really, this honestly going through this episode with you has really highlighted like how important feeling is, because like when we feel attacked, we want to attack back. Like I'm sure that this business, this is the business owner. They obviously are so invested. This is their livelihood. Like
this is their baby, and I get it.
You want it to be successful.
Yeah.
So it obviously is painful when someone is like saying horrible things
about your baby. I get it.
But that's really the like catch-22 here, because if you come back at that in a nasty way, like you're like hurting yourself.
Yeah, and you're doubling down on people's perception of this business.
It's really
unfortunately
tough. I feel for this company and the employees. So
I do. I hope they can turn things around. I always want to leave the possibility that this can change, but
let's
seems
look
like
at
we
each
got
other. Let's
some
look at each other
systemic
in the
issues.
eyes. You and I.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
And let's right now snap our fingers and shift our energy.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh.
Let's jump into our most regal portion of the show, my queen.
My favorite.
Who are you inducting for?
My Royal Highness.
Oh my God, I'm so ill prepared. I totally.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Did we even complete that? Like, do we need to be like, that's done more so than just snapping? You have to find your Royal Highness.
I got it, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let me make sure that I'm getting it right. I want to get this. Sorry.
It's okay.
We'll take this out. I knew I was forgetting something.
It's gonna be a long episode.
I know. That's sorry.
No, not you.
Okay. All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
Did we end that well enough? Maybe not. I mean, yeah, maybe we did. Should we end it again just to be safe?
Yeah, let's just try it.
Okay.
All right. So
wow, that was heavy. That was a lot. I feel like I need to like burn the Palo Santo and just get some good energy flowing back into the room. It's gonna be okay.
And I want to send healing, positive energy to the company.
Yeah,
to the
me
business
too.
owner. You know, that's the amazing thing is that we can start over every single day.
Every day we have that chance. And I believe that there's that chance. And as someone that has a lot of friends that are performers and do this kind of stuff as side jobs, I hope for their sake and for the business sake that like we get it together. And I think we can.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, was our verses 1 and 5, plus some replies from the seller of clowns.com.
That was. I'm giving us
all right.
a round of applause.
All right, my queen.
Yes.
So that brings us, you and I, Chelsey, to the most regal portion of our show.
We did it.
Who are you inducting for?
My Royal Highness.
I'm so glad you asked, Trey. This week, I am inducting Shappy Pretzel Co. Now, if you live in LA and you don't, and maybe you're from the Philadelphia area, if you are, we should hang out. But you know that we long for Philadelphia pretzels over here. Like there's just nothing like a Philadelphia pretzel. It's hard to explain to people that don't understand it. But Shappy gets it. And so over quarantine, Shappy started making, just for himself, he started making Philadelphia pretzels in his kitchen and giving them out to friends, and they became super popular. And then Shappy started, having a little bit of a pop-up out of his house, like out of his own personal oven, and selling these pretzels out of his house. And then he started, kind of expanding beyond that to the point where people like me were able to place an order and order some Shappy pretzels that I got to tell you, as someone from Philly, these pretzels are so freaking good. Like they're hard on the outside, soft on the inside. They just hit every Philadelphia soft pretzel note perfectly. My dog who passed away, her cardiologist is from Philadelphia and she loves Philadelphia pretzels. I always bring them to her. Aww. And I brought her some of Shappy's pretzels because I was like, she's got to experience this thing. And she wrote me and she was like, oh my God, these were so good. Thank you for bringing them back from Philly for me. And I was like, girlfriend, I didn't go to Philly. I went to the Valley. I picked these up at a pop-up in the Valley. Like it is here. You can get it whenever you want. They also have Oreo stuffed Philadelphia pretzels.
I was just going to say, I went to the website and they have this Oreo stuffed pretzel.
It's out of this world. Shappy, thank you for everything that you do for all of us Philadelphia people who are a little bit homesick and would just like a Philly pretzel here in LA. Follow them at Shappy Pretzel and do it. If you live in LA, place that order. Okay. Just stop what you're doing right now and place the order. Like my roommate was home. I knocked on his door to offer him one and he was like, no, I'm on a call. And I was like, no, you don't understand. Eat this. And he did. And he was very happy he did. He came and thanked me afterwards. So thank you at Shappy Pretzel. You are my Royal Highness.
I love that.
Love carbs.
It looked so good. That's so funny because I almost lodged a complaint against carbs, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe a spoiler for a future episode. Who knows?
Okay. Well, who are you inducting?
All right. So today,
Mm-hmm.
my inductee for My Royal Highness has got to be the aloe vera plant.
Okay.
Now, I have Scottish blood, and I'm exceedingly pale. People in middle school used to call me Powder because that movie came out when I was in middle school.
That's right.
But I think that person killed people. I don't know. I never saw it. It was too
I never
triggering.
saw it. Yeah, no.
But I am just incredibly pale, and I don't really tan, and like I just sort of burn and peel. And so I have been someone who has utilized the benefits of the aloe vera plant so many times in my life. And so I did a little research. This is like my new favorite thing, apparently. So aloe vera, the benefits of the aloe vera plant first appeared in Chinese and Sumerian writings around 3000 BC.
Oh, wow.
And in the
That's
time,
crazy.
I know, in the time of the pharaohs, the Egyptians called aloe vera the plant of immortality.
Wow.
So I was trying to find like who discovered it, but it seems like they always knew. And have you ever seen an actual aloe vera plant that you break in half and squeeze it out? Yeah, it's
yeah.
like,
My grandparents had one on their lawn. Yeah,
it's so insane. And it's just, I just want to induct aloe vera, the plant.
Yes,
Royal
not
Highness.
the drag queen, because there's got to be one.
Oh, that's funny.
There's got to be a drag queen in aloe vera.
Wait, that could be a drag king. Aloe vera.
Aloe vera. Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, I like it.
We can induct aloe vera as well.
We can, yes. If you're listening.
But I am inducting aloe vera plant because it really, really, really has saved my skin many times. And I don't think that people acknowledge it enough. So today, aloe vera plant, you are My Royal Highness.
Wow.
All right.
You and the pharaohs, you know.
Pharaoh story.
Yes.
Do you tan?
Oh my God. I tan. I do.
Is that Italian Jew?
I don't know. I'm very lucky. I get a tan. I will sometimes burn, but it always turns to tan. That being said, I've used aloe vera.
It never turns tan for me.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's
it's
a shame.
Okay because I have aloe.
It's okay because I have aloe vera. I'm surprised you didn't make a commercial.
Well, there's no time like the present. Just like the clowns.com turnaround.
It's true.
All right, Queen, we did it. Another round on the Ferris wheel of Review That Review fun.
That's better than the ear holes. I appreciate that. Okay. Thank you guys so much, guys, gals, and everyone listening for joining us today.
I heard a drag queen say guys, gals, and gender rebels, and I just love that phrase.
I know I was trying to be inclusive, and then I like that. Guys, gals, and gender rebels. Thank you for listening to us today.
Let's just say this all again.
I know, because I don't want to go there. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining us today. If you like what you heard, please tell a friend.
If you didn't like what you heard, please tell an enemy. If you want to lodge your own complaint, submit your own review, or share with the world who you would induct for My Royal Highness, leave us a voicemail, Queens, at 1-850-REVIEW-0.
That's right. That's 1-850-REVIEW-0. And operators are standing by. I mean, they're not standing by, but we do have a chat thing on our website if you want to chat with us. Anyway, that's true. Okay. You can also follow us on all the socials at The Review Queens. I'm at Chelsey BD until I get rich enough to buy back my name.
And I'm at Trey Gerrald with 2 R's. Listeners, you can become a member of our royal court when you join our Patreon at patreon.com/reviewthatreview. You can also watch live clips from our recording sessions on YouTube.
And remember, ignore the haters. You're a queen.
Gender non-specific queen.
Of course. Bye.
Bye. Don't be a clown.
Do not be a clown. Don't clown around.
Quit clowning around.
Don't clown me.
I'm gonna smush a pie in your face.
I'm gonna crown that clown, y'all.
Bozo.
Review That Review is an independent podcast. Certain names have been redacted or changed to protect the guilty. Executive produced by Trey Gerrald and Chelsey Donn, with editing and sound design by Trey Gerrald. With voiceover talents by Eva Kaminsky. Our cover art was designed by LogoVora, and our theme song was written by Joe Kinosian and sung by Natalie Weiss. What you did? Oh my God, you're so sweaty.
Longest episode ever.
I mean, how long was it? What time is it? It's 5:50.
I mean, the clock right now says 1 hour and 42 minutes.
No.
But we will cut stuff, etc. But holy moly.
Oh, my clock says 1 hour and 35 minutes on my
That's probably closer.
on my thingy. So
we're going to be over an hour on this one. I'm going to stop it and I'll come back.
Okay.